Welcome to the San Siro Stadium, the day of decision. Second place Inter, 3 points behind the leaders Sampdoria. For Inter, victory is essential. So will Sampdoria's nerve hold on the verge of their first Italian league title? Sampdoria's major concern in team selection, the state of Roberto Mancini, who cut a foot in Italy's 3-1 midweek win over Hungary in the European Championship, a game in which Gianluca Vialli and Mancini, so effective together at club level, were finally back in tandem in the international side. Toninho Cerezo there, the only imported talent in the starting lineup, with Mikhailichenko and Katanec out of the picture at the moment. So can this Inter side answer the call of their supporters who are massed here in a crowd of over 80,000? So much resting on those three Germans, Bremer, Klinsmann and Matthäus, all of whom played for their country in midweek. A 1-0 win over Belgium with Matthäus getting the goal. Battistini is suspended, so Paulo Stringara comes in midfield. The two teams led out by referee Pietro Delia to a deafening noise. The two captains, Luca Pellegrini of Sampdoria and Giuseppe Bergami of Inter. The formalities are over. There's been a ring round this date in the diary for some time. The top two in the Italian First Division, head-to-head. For Inter, it has to be a victory if they're going to retain their hopes of coming out on top. Sampdoria, strong and settled, but they haven't won here since September 1983, when the two goals in a 2-1 win were scored by the man sitting alongside me today, Trevor Francis. We'll hear from Trevor after the free kick taken by Matthäus. And Vialli steers it back. Trevor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Martin. It's certainly a big day, and I think that we're going to see Inter pressing from the start. It's a game that they have to win, whereas Sampdoria, I'm sure, will be coming here looking for the point, looking to the speed of Lombardo, Mancini and Vialli, and trying to play on the break, with Inter pushing forward at every opportunity.
Well, we know Sampdoria have the skill, they have the talent, the technique, but do they have the nerve? Although they've been successful in cup competitions through the 80s, they've just failed in the finishing straight in the championship races, but they're in pole position at the moment, and few would dispute their right to win the title if it pans out that way. Each side has 3 games left after today, but the mathematics are quite simple. If Sampdoria wins here, they're 5 points clear with 3 games to go. It's almost in the bag. Matthäus lines up the shot, and Vierkovod took the pace out of it. Just to complete that story, the season before that, Inter were champions. They were unbeaten here, so you have to go back to February 88 to find a visiting team from another city to get 2 points at Inter's expense at San Siro. That was Torino.
It was interesting to see Matthäus there trying a shot from, what, fully 35 yards. But as I say, with the pitch being so slippery, it does present a problem to the goalkeeper. It's very, very difficult to take the ball cleanly when it's slippery. I think that's the reason why Matthäus is looking to shoot from that sort of distance.
We've had the opening quarter of an hour of this mega match in the Italian First Division. And Mathias tries again, and Pagliuca was very confident that he got his bearings sorted out and that would fly on wide.
Well, as we've seen so many times on this programme, that from that sort of distance, Mathias is deadly. He's hit that with great power, but unfortunately just wasn't on target. But I think fair to say that Pagliuca had it well covered.
Well, he certainly believed he had it well covered. Klinsmann. Another long ball from Ferri, and Sampdoria thought it was going to run out behind. Stringara wasn't of that mind. He did well to reach it. Cerezo. Now Vierkebod, who does have a championship winners medal with Roma in '83. Straight after that season he joined Sampdoria. Problem here for Invernizzi. Mancini takes the free kick, and certainly Sampdoria not filling the inter-penalty area. The whistle went as the ball arrived.
A slight surprise for Sampdoria supporters to see Invernizzi in the team, because they're hoping that Katanic would recover from injury and he would have taken his place in the midfield, but without him, and of course without Mikhailichenko, who's on the bench, just leave it there.
And look at the nerve showing even from such a hardy character as Vierkebod. Not quite on the same wavelength as the much younger goalkeeper Pagliuca. A lot of head shaking at the end of that, but no soul searching, because it didn't cost them a goal.
No, I was saying without Katanic and without Mikhailichenko, who's still unable to get a place in this team, Cerezo is the only foreigner actually playing on the field today for Sampdoria.
Here's Paganin. Again, Serena got there, and the second time it's a great header, Klinsmann! Well, as Jurgen Klinsmann launched himself then, it did look as though Inter were going to grab the first goal. It was an attack in which Aldo Serena twice played a part. This was the second header. And how close did Klinsmann come? Very, very close indeed.
Well, I feel that must go down as a good chance. It was an intelligent header from Serena back across the goal. I feel he spotted Klinsmann at the far post. Pellegrini obviously distracted Klinsmann, but I felt that he took his eye off the ball. If he had not been so concerned with Pellegrini's boot, although it's easy to say that when you're not down the field, I'm sure he would have connected with the header.
Mancini turning away from Stringara, trying to open up a defence which has just leaked a little more than Sampdoria's this season, but their records quite similar. Inter 52 goals scored, 26 against. Sampdoria 48 scored, 20 against. Berti, one of the best at arriving late on the scene from midfield in the Italian game. He's well forward at the moment, and he's brought down by a protesting Cerezo, who gets the yellow card. Oh, Vialli having his say. Trevor smiling wryly about Bertie's capacity to fall, perhaps.
Well, no wonder Cerezo's annoyed, because quite clearly there Bertie has taken a dive, and poor Cerezo's gone into the referee's book, receiving a yellow card. Very unfortunate for him.
Well, he might be more concerned about the position where the so-called offence took place. And Bertie still involved in trying to argue his own case. Sampdoria collectively turned on the number 8 to accuse him, really, of influencing the referee unfairly. But the booking has happened. Now what will occur at the free kick? That's the bigger worry to Sampdoria. Trapattoni trying to get a point across in time. Stringara has his back to the goal. Oh, brilliantly saved by Pagliuca. Bremer was the decoy. Mateus was the man. It's a corner. Paganin doesn't make the most of that. Cerezo, who in the end was happy that his goalkeeper saw it coming and was able to shovel it aside for the corner. But Inter press on again, and the header in from Serena is just too far ahead of Bertie once more.
Well, Bertie made a good run there through the centre, and sure his disappointment because the header from Serena didn't reach him, but it had to have been one hell of a header to have reached him, because he was certainly asking for a lot for Serena to head the ball 30 yards.
This was the free kick, hit with all the might of the right foot of Lothar Matthäus, and Pagliuca flung himself across, and we've seen goalkeepers outpowered so often by Matthäus. That has to go down as a very important save. But here's Bremer. Oh, it's got to Bertie! And again Pagliuca going to the left as he had to from the Matthäus free kick. Kept it out. But Sampdoria were vulnerable then. Really, it was a mishit cross from Bremer in the first place.
Well, it certainly wasn't a very good cross from Bremer, but it was a mistake, I believe, by Ivanizzi that gave Bertie the chance. And once again, Pagliuca was alive to the situation with a good save.
Sampdoria drawing all their teamwork and their shape of play that's been so well defined, but it isn't defined now because Klinsmann has broken clear. And there's bedlam here because the linesman had his flag up. The spectators, and I must say the commentator, had eyes for Jurgen Klinsmann and what he was going to do with the chance. He did well enough with it, but it was all irrelevant. And look at this. That's why we were watching Klinsmann. Trevor.
Well, you can see quite clearly that was a terrible decision by the linesman. I would think the most relieved man on the field at this moment would be Vialli, because he lost possession, but quite clearly Pellegrini was playing Klinsmann onside. Clearly 2 yards he was onside. A bad decision by the linesman.
Inter entitled to be aggrieved, particularly their coach. As the ball came through, you really didn't think about offside. Bergami, not much angle on it. Forward by Pari for Sampdoria. And that was high by Bergami, who's going to get booked. Luckily for Sampdoria, Vialli's on his feet. That's no thanks to Bergame. A booking for him. Gianluca Vialli back for Italy last Wednesday for the first time since the World Cup. He scored in the 3-1 win. He also missed a penalty. And he nearly was missing a knee after the height of Bergame's challenge. And Mancini can't reach it. There haven't been too many hardships for Zenga. Mateus. Brought out by Dossena this time. Inter have to be careful. Sampdoria haven't been over bashful in the number of players that they've got forward when they have counter-attacked, but those moments have been pretty rare. But Lombardo has played superbly on the far side, and now it's anger because Inter feel that Mancini was trying to win a penalty there by diving. Hot-blooded, hot-tempered. Hard to handle for a referee. And Pietro Delia, has he seen something serious here? It's a red card for Bergame and for Mancini. It was too hot for the referee. It's 10 aside. Well, we wondered whether Mancini would start the game. We now know that he's not going to finish it. And Inter lose their captain in stoppage time at the end of the first half. And they go off side by side. Trevor Francis, it's an unbelievable scenario here because there was anger as Mancini went down. Paganini was the defender who made the merest of contact with Mancini, who fell flat on his face, knowing that the cross wasn't going to reach him. Bergame still hasn't reached the dressing rooms. Bedlam.
If the referee's got any sense, he'll blow for half-time because he's completely lost. Well, he's been hit by an object there, obviously. That's why he's gone down.
And the referee has done just what you suggested. It is half-time. A match that perhaps took an expected course with Inter driving forward, trying to win it by their own direct means. But it's been a most distasteful ending to the half. First of all, with the sendings off which had happened before this slow motion that you're looking at here of Bergame being hit in his own stadium, remember. Perhaps they were aiming for Mancini. But it's 0-0 on the scoreline. It's 1-1 in terms of players being sent off. And there's a cooling-off period going on now at half-time. Inter 0, Sampdoria 0. Welcome back to the San Siro Stadium. Really one major topic of conversation at half-time, the double sending off. And Mancini turning to Bergame. A head-to-head, but not too much contact, I don't think. Eyeball to eyeball, and I think a lot of people here very surprised that referee Delia reached for the red card. So we've got a 10-a-side game for the second half. Inter 0, Sampdoria 0, and here's Jurgen Klinsmann. Mateus thought once about shooting and then thought better of it. Well, it's even more of a hardship up front for Vialli now. But he won't mind too much as long as the defenders do their jobs for Sampdoria. The feeling here at half-time, the other talking point, of course, the disallowed goal for Klinsmann, where the linesman flagged, and Klinsmann clearly was onside, but it's possible that Klinsmann might have been penalised for pushing as he set off on that run. Certainly two major talking points through a very tense first half. And Inter have a free kick. And Pagliuca, we shouldn't forget the two saves that he made in the first 45 minutes either, and he was right behind it there from Andy Bremer. Who's back now, clearing from Lombardo. Trevor Francis, do you think the two sendings off? Well, first of all, your opinion on the referee's decision?
Well, I think that Signor Delia had a very poor first 45 minutes, and it culminated with the double sending off of Bergami and Mancini, which I don't think warranted a sending off at all. In fact, Bergami, he'd already been booked for a disgraceful tackle on Vialli, so he won't be particularly missed in this game.
Bremer. Klinsmann keeps on chasing and gets the ball, courtesy of Pagani's tackle. Bianchi, that came off in Venezia. Lombardo's header out. Cerezo, I'm sure Sampdoria will expect to Inter, if they can, to redouble their efforts in the opening phase of the second half. It's always a vulnerable time for away teams. Bremer, Berti, Bianchi. Oh, it was Serena's shot that was blocked. Then his header, Klinsmann trying to get the ball down, and he made it back. But Bianchi got free. And should this... Well, we're not going to see it again.
No, it was an excellent move by Inter. Good ball from Berti into the space there for Bianchi, who pulled the ball back for Serena. But although it was blocked by Viecowood, I feel that Serena's shot was flying over the top of the crossbar.
Klinsmann was hoping to get the ball down and maybe turn with it. And the referee didn't allow him to stand his ground. Well, it's straightforward enough to watch what's going on the ball, but you do feel, after the way the first half finished and some other stormy moments, that maybe, Trevor, we're going to have to share the responsibility here and keep an eye on off-the-ball matters as well. This is Bianchi, who usually stays wide on the right and caught Sampdoria out by cropping up in that old-fashioned inside left channel. Manini's header away. Parry. Undoubtedly, Inter had a greater share of the ball in the first half, but it didn't bring them a goal. Well, not one that counted. Stringara. Well, he took the responsibility. That's the best that one can really say. And Inter are going to need plenty of players to do that, as their supporters are going to become more and more agitated if they fail to break through. Bremer. One well by Bertie. Can he go on here? Manini made sure that he couldn't. And there's no doubt that Bertie was fouled that time, and there was no attempt to cheat the referee. It's a booking for Manini. Look at that.
Yes, quite clearly a foul there on Bertie. Encouraging for Inter to see Bertie making these surging runs from midfield. And they've certainly taken up from where they left off in the first half. Inter undoubtedly the best team in the first half. In the opening few minutes in the second half, there's certainly a determined mood to score a goal.
And Sampdoria's policy of containment surely even more likely to continue with the departure of Mancini. Bremer to Mateus, and the goalkeeper was lucky. It came straight out to Vierkevod. The danger not over yet.
Offside.
Again, even though you know what's coming, dealing with it is altogether a different matter. And it putted back into play off Paliuca. It could have gone to a Serena or a Klinsmann, and Inter would have been in front. Instead, it flew fiercely at Vierkevod. Lombardo. Well, can Sampdoria stand the strain as Inter pile forward again? Pagani. Mateus. Held up by Ceresa. Here's Ferri, who's taken over the captain's armband from Bergame. The dummy to let Klinsmann turn. It was Bertie's dummy, and it very nearly was the key to this strong Sampdoria door. Which stays shut, but you wonder for how long. All the work that Inter have put into their season will account for little if they can't come up with 2 points here. It's not the same as we've been stressing for Sampdoria. They'll stay top if they lose, with a 1-point advantage. 3 games to go. Bertie. This is Stringara. Down he goes. And Stringara is appalled by the referee's failure to give a penalty then. It was clearly inside the area. The referee was very close to it. And my first impression was that he should have pointed to the spot. His foot that was caught was inside the area. Maybe the ball wasn't, but Stringara and that side of him was. Bremer. That's behind.
Who'd be a referee? He's had to make some very, very important decisions, and unfortunately he hasn't got too many right. I felt on that occasion that Stringara came inside the defender. It certainly looked a penalty to me.
Referees that will be professional in Italy next season, but that won't make it any easier. These decisions, split-second judgments. Stringara had turned the ball to a more central position and was trying to follow it, but wasn't allowed to get there. Stringara again. Bertie gets it back. This time, Bianchi. Oh, the goal was there for the taking. The goal that Inter at this stage richly deserve. It was beautifully set up between Serena and Berti. Out came Pagliuca and did well. You couldn't say the same about Bianchi, although he had to take it very quickly.
Well, that must go down as a double miss for Inter there. First Berti and then Bianchi. But give credit to Pellegrini, because when Serena played the 1-2 with Berti, it was a tremendous tackle by Pellegrini to thwart Berti.
Nowhere in the world will you see club football played at this intensity. Berti. A crowd of 80,000 plus, most of them desperate for Inter to get a goal here. And Boskov, who will be 60 years old next Thursday. How has he stood the strain all these years in so many high-profile jobs? Mateus, Bremer just a little slow for once to anticipate his friend and fellow countryman.
Well, I'm sure that Boskov there is thinking about doing something to try and ease the pressure. He was talking there to young Bonetti, a left-sided player.
They're defending so deep, Sampdoria, that players like Stringara, who's wrong-footed here, they have been having the run of midfield, but Vialli, with Cerezo making a good run, and Dossena is there as well! Would you believe it? 15 minutes into the second half, the first shot in anger. Beppe Dossena, his first goal in the league this season, and what a time to get it. What a way to get it. Sampdoria can see the championship here. They've been pinned in their own penalty area, and then within seconds they're a goal in front, and what a goal. Vialli made all the running, and Beppe Dossena did all the scoring. Berti. They're winning a lot of headers, Inter, but they're losing the match. And if they do that, in everything but the mathematical sense, they will lose the championship. Vialli has got it through to this pacey player, Lombardo. It is no exaggeration to say that he had the title there. Surely Inter wouldn't have come back to win the match from being 2 goals adrift. And once Lombardo had got free of Bremer's attentions, he looked up, looked to where he wanted to plant the ball, but he couldn't do it. Klinsmann. Oh, and Sampdoria got too many players in there. Berti. Delia, what's he going to make of this? Berti believes he's got a penalty. And I think he has. Sampdoria before that had so many opportunities really to clear their lines, and they got in each other's way. And then Berti picked it up just inside the penalty area. Cerezo stepped across him. Lothar Matthäus has planted the ball on the spot. Drama upon drama. Here comes Matthäus. Oh, and he saved it! And Matthäus, as the ball rolled fractionally free, got to it, but could only get it wide. Well, surely you won't bet against Sampdoria now. The man who didn't take a penalty in the World Cup final stepped up with Inter's season on the line here and drilled it straight at a most capable goalkeeper. The European Footballer of the Year, the captain of the World Cup winners, has shown a human frailty in a high-pressure situation. And on we go with Vialli, but not for long. Ferry saw to that. The notebook is out, the card's out. Fasto Parry in the bottom of your picture there, really scarcely able to believe what's happening. It's a feeling shared by Trevor Francis and myself.
Well, Parry was looking for the referee to send him off for the professional foul, as he was the last man. But I think that would have been a bit harsh, as I felt the penalty was. There were 1 or 2 penalties prior to that, but I think Bertie was certainly looking for that penalty, and Cerezo was very unfortunate to be given a penalty against him.
So here comes Pizzi in place of Stringara. We're in the 24th minute of the second half. A second half in which Sampdoria have taken the lead and Inter have wasted several opportunities to score before that, then a golden opportunity to equalise when Matthäus failed from the penalty spot. No one is being shortchanged by this match. Klinsmann. Pizzi, who's naturally left-footed. He really is an attacking midfield player. Bremer takes the free kick. Oh, and Matthäus is the loser again. As Bremer whipped it in. Paganini. Oh, and Klinsmann was still competing for that. Manini knew that it was going to stay in play. While Paliuca, I think, felt that it could have gone out. There's Bonetti still waiting for the call, and you can't take a corner from there. But Bremer's being allowed to do that. Oh, and it wouldn't have dropped in, I think. And Paliuca again. It's almost a coaching class of goalkeeping skills. Had to move his feet quickly to back pedal. And that was a difficult bounce up on the chin, says the referee. Vialli's chin. Referee absolutely perfectly placed. Bianchi. Bertie's in there. And Sampdoria, we've seen them strike with venom on the break in other matches away from Genoa than this one. And they needed to play it right then. And now men like Parry and Invernizzi are out of position and need to be covered. And Manini was there. Here's Dossena. Lombardo is round the goalkeeper. It's hit the post. Vialli still waiting in the middle. Here he is, and it's off the line. In years to come, people will be saying, I was here, I was at that game. So much that will live long in the memory. And this will haunt Lombardo and Vialli if Sampdoria don't win the championship. 15 minutes to go. It stays at 1-0. How? Well, the incident there really needs no additional comment from me. Grown men, hardened football watchers, are scarcely able to turn their eyes to this, and surely it's two this time. It is! The somersault of celebration from Gianluca Vialli. Zenga says it must have been offside. The linesman says no. And they're up and running off the Sampdoria bench. How did he stay calm enough in this cacophony here in the stadium? But Vialli did. His 18th goal of the season. Well, not even a full season for him. The champagne that Trevor was talking about earlier, well, they might be getting it ready now in the dressing room. Poor Inter, you have to say, they've done enough, as Trapattoni will I'm sure tell you, they've done enough to win this game 2 or 3 times over. Security forces here have a major problem in this section of the ground. There are 7 minutes to go. And of course, there have been occasions where crowd behaviour has influenced the verdict on fixtures, and they will say the Milan section of support in the city, the AC Milan section, that Napoli got an unfair advantage in that respect last season, and Paliuca, who's had shots raining in from on the pitch, is now getting pelted from behind the goal, and Mateus trying to bring some sanity to this, and Zenga as well. This is no way to lose. That's the message that Mateus is trying to impart, and they're trying to rip up the seats to hurl them onto the pitch. And if law and order isn't restored there quickly, I wonder whether the players might have to go off before this match is finished. And you certainly feel that Sampdoria deserve to have their triumph here. All right, they've had their luck in this match. Inter have missed the opportunities to win the game and get back meaningfully into the championship race. But there's mob rule up there. And just look at the debris on the playing surface. The players have got to get as far away from that, and Zenga showing a genuine concern for his opposite number. You have to say, where are the authorities? Trevor, sum it up for us if you can.
Well, what can one say after a performance like this? Inter have played absolutely fantastic. Yet here they are, find themselves on the end of a 2-0 defeat. Full credit to Sampdoria. It suited them really to play on the counter-attack. They've come here for a point. They've come away with 2. And here's the man who's coming off now, Vialli, who's done so much in earning them this victory today.
Marco Lana is on the pitch. But can surely only play a part for a few seconds. Referee Delia, who sent off Bergami and Mancini. who gave Inter a penalty when they were 1-0 down, which Matthäus, of all people, missed it. Well, it was saved by Pagliuca, who had a fantastic game. Vialli, the scorer of the second goal, the creator of the first for Dossena. We'll have to wait a week or so for it to be confirmed mathematically, but take it from me, Sampdoria are the champions of Italy for the first time, and they've sealed a success in the most difficult of circumstances. Boskov adds another trophy to his catalogue of successes. Zenga this time is a loser, and Inter, although the players did them proud, have been let down by their supporters. A day that certainly lived up to all the pre-publicity, and it's finished. Inter 0, Sampdoria 2.